What is up? Welcome back to another Zach Feist Power Rankings video. I know it's a bit early in the day. There's still a few games going on. I know LA, San Diego, like 6th inning right now, 4-1 for LA. Obviously got Sunday Nighter, New York, and Boston. And I think Atlanta, San Francisco still going on. There's still a few games going on right now. But we're just going to jump into it. We have a new number 30. Yeah, this is an easy one. 0-4 against the Cubs. 1-2 against the Phillies. Yeah, the Mets, I feel like they're going to possibly end with the worst record in baseball. I don't think they will. I still think it'll be the Rockies or the Giants or the Angels. But, like, this team is bad. Like, really bad. Number 29. Got the Kansas City Royals. 2-2 against Tampa Bay. That's pretty good. 1-2 against the White Sox. Getting just absolutely destroyed on. They actually got destroyed by combined 35-2. If you the final game against the Rays and then first game against the White Sox, it was 22-1 to the White Sox. Well, it was actually 35-3. But yeah, number 28 moving up a few spots. You got the Angels. That's because they went 2-1 against the Orioles. And so far, 1-1 against the A's, I think. They're playing right now. Pretty sure they're losing. If they lose, it'll be 1-2. Still 500 week. They're not playing that bad baseball anymore. But this team is still, in my opinion, worst American League. I don't have the Royals behind them, but like that's only because the Royals are playing terribly. Number 27. We got the San Francisco Giants. So far, they're 1-1 against Atlanta. I think they're actually winning like 2-0 right now. Beginning of the week, they lost a series to someone that I forget. Giants, they suck, but they hang around with teams for just absolutely no reason. But, you know, I guess that's good for them. Number 26. We got the Detroit Tigers. Awful week. This is a week that they could. It was looking good. They started off with a big win against the Yankees, and then they were up 3-0 against the Yankees, and they lost that game. Then they lost the next game by 1 run against the Yankees. They go 1-2. The Astros series lost 2-1 in the first game, destroyed them 8-0. Then yesterday is looking like they're gonna win again. They're up 6-4. Like, good lead. Lost that in 8-6. Today, 3-0 lead going into the 7th. They lost 7-5 in extras. 1-3 against the Astros. Yeah, Tigers, I think their season's over. They need to trade Skubal. They're on they're not a 5-game losing, but they went 2-5 this week, and unless they go on a 15-game heater, they need to get rid of Tarek Skubal. And I'm talking to, unfortunately, the Dodgers, probably. Number 25, Colorado. You're probably like, why are they so high? They only went 2-1 against Boston, 1-2 against Minnesota, 5 week. Just because the team behind them didn't give me a reason why I should move them ahead of the Rockies. And also the Rockies lost the 2 games against Minnesota by 1 run. They lost to Boston 6-3. Like, really, they're not actually losing by that much. I know they have the worst run differential in the league by a lot, but like, again, where do they play in Colorado? Like, it's not really their fault. And they're scoring runs. They're not the worst offense in the league, so at least that is good. Number 24, biggest drop of the week, I think. Toronto Blue Jays. Yikes. 1-2 against Houston. 0-4 against Texas on a 6-game losing streak. Yeah, I went to Toronto this weekend. I just got back. Yeah, the 2 games I went to, they were losing 5-0 and 6-0. They almost won the first game, and then they lost 7-4. They lost 5-4 that game, and then they lost 7-4 yesterday. They're not a good team. Number 23, a lot of people said I have them way too high, and finally, I dropped them. Baltimore, yeah, they deserve to be down here. 1-2 against the Angels, yeah. 1-2 against Washington. For some reason, they can't beat the Nationals. I don't think we beat them since like 2023. Like in a series. Like, I don't know what we're doing. We just can't win any games. I just forgot. I just didn't do the recaps this week. I'm going to do them like tomorrow or something. Because I was pissed at how bad they were playing. Like, my God. Like, this team is just not good right now. They're awful. Next up, number 22. Boston Red Sox. I could have moved them up a little more, but I just decided to keep them here. Because they started the week off 1-2 against Colorado. Like maybe the Red Sox are the worst team in baseball. But so far, 3-0 against the Yankees. And, like, it's not really that close either. 3-0. Yes, so the Red Sox, maybe make a comeback. I don't think so. If they'd go 4-0 this week, but that would only put them 10 games under 500. Not good enough. Number 21. Pittsburgh Pirates. 1-2 against Cincinnati Reds at beginning of the week. I forget who they played, but they went also, I think, 1-2. Like, Pirates, like, they're at least not, like, what they used to be, of course. It's just that they had so much, like, they had such a good start to the season that, like, everybody was talking about it. Oh, the Pirates are back and, like, all that, and they're guaranteed the playoffs. Now look at them. They're in last place, I think, now, or fourth. Last or fourth, and it doesn't look like they get out of it. Maybe over number 20, the Cincinnati Reds, because the Reds were 0-3 against Milwaukee. They did beat, the Pirates, though, so, like, I gotta put the Reds over them. The Reds aren't good in anything. Like, they actually may have worse record than the Pirates. Just put them over them for now. Number 19, got the Minnesota Twins. They went 2-1 against Colorado. And I don't remember who they played at the beginning of the week, but they swept the 0-3 against Dodgers. Yep. So, not a great week for the Twins. I think they're 40-45. Whatever, the American League week. They're only 2.5 out of playoff spot. Next up, Houston Astros. 3-1 against Detroit, 2-1 against Toronto. 5-2 week. They needed that. Now that they're playing good ball, unfortunately, I did predict them to finish in 4th in the standings, I believe. 4th or 3rd in the division, but right now, maybe even 1st. Like, I think any team besides the Angels can win the division right now. Number 17. Got the A's there. 1-1 against LA Angels. Yeah, and I don't remember who they played at the beginning of the week, but they, I think, lost the series. Yeah, I don't remember. Arizona Diamondbacks, number 16. Because they went 0-3 against the Rays. And then they went 2-1 against the Cardinals beginning of the week. But I don't care if they went 2-1 against the Cardinals. They got swept by the Rays, who were not playing great until now they're on fire again, unfortunately. Number 15, big drop. It's because of those 9th inning blown leads against the Phillies. They could have gone 4-0 against the Phillies. Said they go 1-3 against the Phillies, but then 2-1 against Baltimore. Even when they're at their worst, they still always beat Baltimore. Baltimore never sweeps anyone anymore. I don't even remember their last sweep. It might have been against the White Sox at the beginning of the season, because I remember they did sweep the White Sox. They didn't sweep anyone that I remember. Definitely didn't sweep the Angels, even though they should have. How bad they played. Next up, number 14. Another team. Like, what is wrong with them? 1-2 against the Pirates. And getting destroyed. And then 1-2 against Cleveland. 4-1 lead in the 8th inning. And what do? They put in a guy with a 7 ERA. Gives up 4 runs and couldn't even get 1 out. Like, this team is an absolute disaster right now. They're under 500. I think they're in 4th place now. Like, my God. Even though they're only half a game back of a playoff. They might even be in a playoff spot right now. This team is just a joke. I've never seen them this bad this season. Like, this season has not gone well for them. This is the worst it's been. Even at this time last year, they struggled for a bit, and then they started to get going. This is always the thing with them. They can never just play good the whole season. If they played good the whole season last year, they would have won well over 100. This year, they might not even win 90. They might not even make the playoffs. My God. 13. Padres. So far, 1-1 against Dodgers. And then begin the week. Again, I forget who they played, but one series, I think. They're just chugging along. Not playing bad, not playing great. Just mediocre, fringe playoff team. Next up, I'm pretty sure they're first place now. Cleveland. Yeah, 2-1 against Seattle. Whoa. Off. Yeah, guys, I don't remember really that well, but what happened in the week? Been weird this week. They did not win. No, 1-2 against Chicago White Sox. Number 11. Man. They went up 13 spots from last week. Was it a bit of an over-exaggeration? Yes. But if you go into Rogers Center and you win all 4 games, 4-0, against the Blue Jays, you deserve to move up a lot of spots. No matter what happened at the beginning of the week, which they lost the series. I just forget who it was against. It might have been the A's. No, it wasn't the A's. But, like, man, I actually just can't believe they're actually in first place now. Next up, number 10, Chicago White Sox. 2-1 against Cleveland, 2-1 against Kansas City. 4-2 week. Still don't think they're good. I don't care what people say. I don't care if people say anything about it. I don't like them. Number 9. Finally dropped them out of the top. They're just not playing well. Because they went 1-2 against Arizona, and then they went 1-2 against Miami, who's surging. But yeah, they're just, like, kind of playing below 500 ball now, and it's showing. Number 8, big move. Chicago Cubs. 4-0 against Mets. 1-2 against Brewers. Maybe 2-1, I don't know. 1-2, I think. But, like, I think it was 2-1. I think they won yesterday, too. But they finally did something. They finally hopped the Cardinals. Should have done that ages ago, but they didn't. Next up, number 7, another team with the... So far, they're 2-4. 2-1 against Detroit. 0-3 against Boston. You would have thought it would be different, right? Nope. Yeah, but like I don't care if they won against Detroit. They're 0-3 against Boston. If they go 0-4, they could probably even fall even further. They play Detroit again this next week. That's a good opportunity to bounce back for them. Yeah. Top row started number 6. I actually can't believe this. Miami Marlins. They went from the bottom row last month to the top row. 2-1 against St. Louis. That's pretty good. And at the beginning of the week, they won the series against. I remember it. Pretty sure it was the Twins, actually. Yeah, no, the Twins played the Dodgers. No, it wasn't the Twins. Yeah, but they won the series. So, yeah. And by the way, Padres went 3-0 against Atlanta. I just remembered it. I think they won a series against someone. Like, it was Texas, I think, actually. Yeah, so, welcome to Top Row. Number 5. Big drop. Yeah. From number 1 to number 5. You can't be going 0-2 again. You can't be going 1-1 against San Francisco. Probably going to go 1-2. And go 0-3 against San Diego. Like, you can't be doing that. Especially because they haven't even scored any runs against San Fran. Except for the first game, they scored like 2-1, 2-1. Like, they're barely, like, this team, like, what is wrong with them now? They were so dominant. And now they're just awful lately. Like, they can't beat the Giants. They beat the Brewers for some reason. They can't beat the Padres. What's wrong with them? Like, I guarantee even at their worst, they'd still beat the Orioles. Cause the Orioles are basically the punching bag of the MLB now. Like, they're basically giving out free wins after beating a good team. No, if anything, they'd actually sweep Atlanta because they beat the Dodgers and lost to the goddamn Angels. But yeah. Number 4. Yeah. Unfortunately, I had to just stop I just had to stop the hate. Yeah. They didn't look good at the start, 2-2 against Kansas City. Yeah, 3-0 against Arizona, 5-game winning streak. I just don't want to believe in them. Because they're still 5-5 their last 10 games, I think, or 6-4. Like, I just don't want to believe that they're 15 games over 500. And yet the Orioles swept them at their best, and then the Orioles lost to the goddamn Angels. Like, I just don't get it anymore. Number 3. We got the Philadelphia Phillies. 3-1 against Washington. Okay. Like, and then that series was just weird in general because they were down like every game in the 9th inning and they won 3 of 4. Like, that's just crazy. But yeah, so the Phillies are just good now. They actually might win the East, in my opinion. They probably will at this point. They're only 4 games out or something now. I won't be shocked if they did. Number 2. Milwaukee Brewers. 2-1 against Cubs. 3-0 against Cincinnati. Yeah, they earned it. They actually 1-2 against Cubs. They earned this spot, though, for sweeping the Reds. If they didn't sweep the Reds, if they went like 2-1 against the Reds, I still think I would have had the number 2. If they would have lost the series against the Reds and lost against against if they would have lost against Reds and Cubs, they probably would have been below Atlanta at number 5. Well, actually, probably number 4. Don't think Atlanta would go anywhere. I think Atlanta, if they wouldn't have won against San Fran on Friday, and if Miami would have swept St. Louis today, probably would have had Miami above Atlanta. Number 1, Yeah, I'd have had to. Yeah, it's obvious now. Yeah, it's like that's like the 3-0 against Minnesota, 1-1 against San Diego, probably 2-1. They're just electric right now, unfortunately. With that being said, though, thank you for watching. If you enjoyed, hit the like. You already know what to do after that. Again, you know what our goal is, 450. I'll see you next time. Have a good day. Goodbye.